Hello, I'm ArchieLuxury and welcome to the ArchieLuxury channel. And today I want to talk about what should you do if you fall on hard times. And a lot of people out there, they build up these beautiful wristwatch collections and circumstances can change. They can change rather dramatically. And you know, wristwatches, if you buy the right wristwatches, they can be liquid assets which you can liquidate when you are pushed. So I want to talk today and talk about what would I sell off, or what would I recommend someone does if they are falling into hard times. And I must tell you there myself, I've been there a few times. In the late 90s, my business was going bad. I used to sell computers, too much competition, very savage stuff. And I gotta tell you, to be completely honest with you there, it was pretty damn competitive, and hey, industries change. So, you know, I had a couple of watches and I made a few mistakes, but I want to share it with the audience to see if you guys can learn from my stupidity. So the first thing I did was I got rid of, I had 4 Rolexes. I had a President solid gold day date 18238 with diamond dial. I had a steel date Submariner 16610. I had a Polar Explorer 2 16570, and I also had a two-tone Datejust. Now the first one I got rid of was the two-tone Datejust. I just felt, you know, that just flicked that. It was the one that sang to me least. Then the other pieces, those other 3 pieces, they were harder to sell. I got rid of the day date first, secondly, why did I do the day date? And the reason for that is the day date, it had so much money tied up. If you've got money problems, why get rid of the smaller pieces when get rid of one big piece? It'll wipe out a lot of problem. So that's exactly what I did do there. So that was the day date gone. And then I still had some bills, and then I had 2 Rolexes left, a Sub and a Explorer 2. And I decided to sell the Sub next. And it was basically because I preferred the Explorer 2 to the Sub. Interestingly enough, in that time frame, the Sub was only marginally more desirable than the Explorer. The GMT was the dog of the range. That was the woof one. How times have changed. And then I had the Explorer 2, and then, you know, it's one of these things, you're feeling down, you think, oh, I'll get rid of that other piece there. But I gotta tell you the truth, I should have kept that one Explorer 2. I should have kept one Rolex, one steel sports Rolex. I should have kept it. And I didn't. I was in a quest to try and reduce my problems. And looking back in hindsight, it really didn't. Yeah, it was handy to have the money, but I went and spent money stupidly down the track on other stupid things. I should have been much more. If I would have had that Rolex Explorer 2 in my collection, one piece, one perfect piece, I would have been content. Yes, I've got a nice Rolex, I got a nice watch. I should have said, no matter what happens, I'm keeping it. And I kind of, that's probably one of the biggest regrets there was, when I went into some really hard times, I sold everything, which I can understand because you have financial pressure, but it didn't solve the psychological problems, because I was down because I didn't have a decent watch. I was depressed because I had all these beautiful Rolexes at one stage, and now I had absolutely nothing. Zippo, nothing, naught. And that's really probably the hardest realization to come to, is that sometimes, yes, you got to sell your watches if you are in hard times. You do have to do that. But sometimes don't just sell everything. Sometimes keep one up your sleeve. Always keep one one watch. Come on. One Steel Sports Rolex, unless you're really, really desperate, unless you're really, really in trouble, don't do it. And that's probably the biggest lesson I learned there. I was too eager to try and solve my problem. Then I was down because I love the watches. I really love watches, and they were gone. I'd sold them, and that's kind of one of the things that disappointed me most, was that I was too sometimes you get too keen to address your problems, and I was down. I went really depressed over it, and that ain't a smart thing to do. That was pretty dumb. That was very, very dumb. So that's the only thing I can really say there, is that you really want to make sure that you just handle things properly, manage them properly. Don't be silly. Just be sensible. That's the thing. That's what moderation. You got to do these things in moderation. That's really the big thing. You got to do it in moderation. Don't be just jumping and selling and, oh, we're going to do everything. Sometimes just keep one. Keep one wristwatch. Keep one wristwatch and be happy. I'm Archibald Chesterfield III. This is a tale from ArchieLuxury. Tell me what you guys think of that.